afternoon, viewers. I'm Savannah here with your legendary Yasser Arafat. Welcome, and thank you so much for agreeing to be with us here today.
It's great to be here, Ms. Ledgerwood.
Now, Yasser Arafat, I understand that you were the chairman of the Palestine Liberation Organization. For those who aren't familiar with this committee, would you mind giving a brief summation as to why it was formed?
I'd be happy to. In brief, Palestinian officials formed the Palestine Liberation Organization, PLO for short, in 1964 to push for the formation of an Arab-Palestinian state that would include land claimed by Israel. What had originally initiated the formation of this group was the Israeli seizure of much of the land that was rightfully ours, land originally granted to us by the United Nations in the same resolution granting Israel statehood. The land they stole through violence in numerous wars like their so-called War of Independence and the Six-Day War they started in 1967 included the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. You see, us Palestinians were struggling for recognition and survival in the face of Zionist aggression. Apparently, according to the Israelis, the unjust taking of our land was vital to its national security.
When exactly did you become chairman?
1969. That's when I was appointed. I remember like it was yesterday. I was finally given the chance to help change things for my people and to win back the land taken by the Jewish overlords.
Would you mind telling us about some of the tactics you used in order to reclaim the land that was stolen from you?
Certainly. Now, this topic has much controversy for those who are not directly involved in the crisis. It has been said by historians that we conducted terrorist attacks on Israel in our desperate attempt to gain the land back. However, I find this label a tad extreme. True, we did take violent measures in order to reclaim what was ours, but we felt that there was simply no other choice. It wasn't as if Israel was just going to have a change of heart and hand us back our land. After all, even you Americans used violence in your Revolutionary War.
I see, but according to several sources, you used horrible guerrilla warfare tactics. Please tell me this isn't true.
Well, Savannah, I'm not going to lie to you. Some Palestinians did resort to these techniques to try to get what we wanted. I know it must be difficult to grasp as to why people would take that route, but it's completely different when you're the ones fighting. I have my regrets, but I did become somewhat inspired when my dear friend, Anwar Sadat, the president of Egypt, had a change of heart in 1979 and signed the Camp David Accords. He grew tired of the continuous violence. This was the first signed agreement between Israel and an Arab country. I thought, hey, if Anwar can settle 30 years of hostilities in a treaty with Israel, maybe I can focus on a direction of peace for Palestine.
Well, lovely. How did you go about doing this?
I met up with Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin of Israel in Oslo, Norway, and we began to negotiate. On September 13, 1993, Rabin and I agreed to allow the Palestinians self-rule in the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. To solidify this agreement, we both signed the Oslo Peace Accords, also known as the Declaration of Principles.
Is this the agreement that earned you the Nobel Peace Prize in 1994?
Why, yes. I was honored. Yitzhak Rabin and Shimon Peres, the foreign minister of Israel, both received the prize as well. We were awarded jointly for our efforts to create peace in the Middle East.
I'm happy to hear that with your determination, you were able to forge a friendship out of what was once a formal rivalry. It is my cut to comprehension, though, that the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is still an ongoing issue. How do you feel about that?
All I can say is that change is often a gradual process, and I encourage the people of the Middle East to allow their battle scars to heal and to strive to promote unity among their brothers and sisters. Everyone has a common goal, freedom and equality. If we all take time to recognize the emotions of others, we can begin to improve relationships that have been damaged by years of deep-rooted turmoil.
Thank you so much for being with us here tonight, Mr. Yasser.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for having me.